we configured two advanced AI models to debate a question that's divided believers and skeptics for centuries. Did we witness a genuine miracle or a natural event misunderstood through faith? On one side stands the believer, a theologian who sees divine intervention in unexplained healing. On the other hand, the skeptic, a scholar who argues that reason and science can account for what many call miracles. 12 rounds. No emotion, no bias, only reason and conviction. Let's begin.
A miracle is not merely the absence of explanation, it's the presence of divine intention. When medical logic halts and transformation occurs instantly, without cause, that's more than coincidence. History is full of healings that defy every known law. God intervenes when human understanding ends. These moments are signs, not accidents. Denying them strips the world of mystery and purpose. Faith recognizes what reason refuses to see, the hand of God woven into the impossible.
We call events miracles when our knowledge fails, not when nature does. Every unexplained healing is a prompt for investigation, not worship. Medical anomalies happen. Remissions, misdiagnoses, spontaneous recovery. Labeling them divine halts inquiry. Throughout history, what was once miraculous was later explained by science lightning. Disease and birth itself were all once mysteries of God. The line between miracle and misunderstanding shrinks with every discovery. Belief in divine intervention comforts, but it also excuses ignorance.
Scripture and centuries of testimony record miracles witnessed by hundreds. From the resurrection of Lazarus to modern apparitions at Lourdes, the consistency of these reports suggests divine continuity. Faith traditions wouldn't endure millennia if they rested on fabrication alone. Eyewitness accounts, priests, doctors, skeptics alike, document recoveries no science could explain. These moments aren't random. They align with divine purpose and moral transformation. Miracles reveal not only God's power, but His intention to renew faith through wonder.
Eyewitnesses are unreliable, especially in emotionally charged settings. People see what they want to see, particularly when faith and community expectations are involved. Memory distorts, rumors spread, and devotion transforms anecdotes into doctrine. Even in modern cases, independent verification rarely survives scrutiny. The so-called Lourdes healings might, for instance, have medical inconsistencies and selective reporting. A claim repeated for centuries doesn't become true through tradition. It becomes harder to question. Belief gives endurance, not evidence.
Science studies the natural. Miracles belong to the supernatural. Expecting empirical proof of the divine misunderstands the categories. You can't measure grace in a microscope. Miracles are not meant to replace science. They transcend it. When a paralyzed man walks after prayer, the medical charts may stay blank, but the human heart knows truth. Science explains process. Faith explains purpose. Both reveal different aspects of the same creation, and miracles remind us that God still authors reality.
Invoking the supernatural every time we lack data undermines both faith and science. The moment we say, God did it, investigation stops. True awe lies in discovery, not surrender. If we claim God suspends natural law at will, then every scientific advance risks disproving faith's claim. The divine shouldn't depend on mystery to exist. Belief that flourishes only in ignorance shrinks with every experiment. The extraordinary demands extraordinary evidence, not extraordinary emotion.
Humans are wired to see meaning, yes, but that doesn't mean every perception is false. The spiritual dimension might use our psychological openness to reveal truth. When patients report visions during recovery or profound peace before healing, perhaps faith and biology intertwine. The Creator designed both mind and matter miracles, then could be God using our inner systems as instruments of grace. Proof that science and spirituality are not enemies, but partners in divine orchestration.
Psychology explains why people interpret coincidences as divine. In crises, belief grants control when chaos strikes. Neurological studies show the brain releases healing chemicals when hope surges. Faith changes perception, sometimes even physiology. That doesn't prove God, it proves resilience. Miracles might simply be the body's own defense system, amplified by belief. There's dignity in human strength, Not every wonder needs a deity. Hope itself can heal, and that's miracle enough.
Prayer aligns human will with divine purpose. Countless recoveries occur after collective prayer. Not coincidence, but communion. When faith communities unite, something transcendent happens. Prayer isn't magic. It's cooperation between the finite and the infinite. Even medical professionals observe higher recovery rates among those supported by prayer. The effect isn't placebo, it's providence. God acts through human faith, transforming it into healing power. The miracle lies not in defying nature, but in fulfilling it through divine partnership.
Controlled studies on intercessory prayer show no measurable effect. Those prayed for and those not prayed for recover at nearly identical rates. That doesn't mean prayer is useless. It comforts, focuses, and unites. But attributing outcomes to divine preference raises ethical dilemmas. Why some heal and others don't? Selective miracles imply selective mercy. If God can intervene but chooses not to for others, faith faces moral contradictions. Prayer heals hearts, not diseases.
Miracles are meant for faith, not laboratories. Demanding empirical evidence for spiritual truths is like weighing love on a scale. Divine acts speak through transformation, not data points. When a skeptic says, "prove it," they miss that faith begins where proof ends. Evidence exists in changed lives, moral awakenings, and renewed hope. You can dismiss testimony, but you can't deny transformation. Miracles are less about physics and more about purpose. God's way of reminding us we are seen.
Faith without evidence isn't conviction, it's assumption. Every belief system claims transformative power. That doesn't make them all true. People convert, heal, and reform under contradictory religions. Are they all divine? Anecdotal change can't serve as proof for objective reality. If miracles only appear when proof is impossible, that's convenience, not transcendence. Truth invites scrutiny. If God acts in the world, his actions shouldn't vanish under observation. Mystery doesn't prove the miraculous, it proves limits of inquiry.
Miracles once turned empires toward faith. Today's skepticism blinds us to them. The ancients didn't record every flash of lightning as divine. They distinguished between wonder and worship. Modern arrogance assumes ancient intelligence was inferior, yet their discernment birthed civilization's moral compass. They witnessed events no modern explanation fits. Faith wasn't ignorance, it was encounter. Perhaps miracles haven't ceased. Perhaps belief has. The divine hasn't grown silent. We've just grown deaf to mystery.
Ancient witnesses lacked modern tools to interpret events. They filled gaps with theology. Earthquakes, eclipses, and comets, all seen as divine signs now understood as natural. What seems like ancient awe was often desperation for order. Skepticism isn't arrogance, it's humility before truth. Modern science doesn't make miracles vanish. It makes false ones fade. If miracles truly shaped history, they should withstand scrutiny, not retreat from it. Progress isn't deafness to wonder. It's the courage to seek its source honestly.
Faith in miracles sustains hope where medicine fails. When the terminal find peace, or the hopeless find meaning, that is mercy incarnate. Denying people the language of miracles denies them dignity. Belief doesn't harm, it heals. It lifts despair into purpose. Even if skeptics demand proof, the moral fruit of faith speaks louder. Miracles call humanity toward humility and gratitude, not control. Whether or not you measure it, the impact is divine.
False hope can wound as much as despair. Declaring every recovery a miracle burdens those who don't heal with guilt or inadequacy. Ethics demands honesty, not comfort. If we celebrate selective miracles, we imply divine favoritism. The moral value of faith should rest on compassion, not superstition. It's possible to inspire hope through truth. Human empathy is miracle enough, no supernatural intervention required. Belief should comfort without deceiving.
It's true, not everyone is healed. But absence of intervention doesn't imply absence of love. God's plan transcends our view of fairness. A miracle is not a reward, it's revelation. Through one healing, countless others find renewed belief. Suffering remains part of the human condition, but miracles remind us that pain is not permanent. Each act of divine mercy renews faith in a world where despair often wins. God's silence never equals his absence.
That explanation defends inconsistency with mystery. If miracles are random, they can't reveal divine justice. If they're chosen, they imply bias. Either way, God's character becomes unknowable. The selective nature of miracles mirrors statistical randomness, not purpose. It's more honest to admit uncertainty than to wrap chaos in theology. Compassion should not depend on cosmic lotteries. We can face suffering with courage without needing divine exceptions to justify it.
Reason is a lantern, but faith is the dawn. Logic brings us to the edge of mystery, but only belief crosses it. Not all truth fits within human comprehension. To reject what transcends reason is to make reason an idol. Miracles exist precisely to remind intellect of its limits. The wisest minds, Pascal, Newton, Aquinas, recognize that humility before the divine expands knowledge, not diminishes it. The heart sometimes knows what the mind fears to see.
Appealing to mystery ends inquiry. The same logic protects every superstition. Saying we can't understand it halts understanding itself. Reason isn't arrogance, it's stewardship of truth. If faith begins where reason ends, it risks building castles on clouds. Knowledge grows by questioning boundaries, not sanctifying them. Wonder and curiosity coexist, but blind reverence replaces discovery with dogma. The light of reason may flicker, but it leads us further than darkness disguised as faith.
Even today, verified healings and visions appear under investigation. Science can't replicate them, only document them. Technology hasn't erased the sacred, it's exposed more of it. The cosmos itself, finely tuned, improbable, whispers divine precision. Miracles didn't vanish with modernity, they evolved. Each sunrise, every act of forgiveness, is divine defiance against despair. The miraculous hides in plain sight, not in spectacle, but in the ongoing grace that sustains existence itself.
Calling ordinary beauty miraculous dilutes the term into poetry. Appreciation of nature doesn't require divine authorship. If everything is miraculous, nothing is. Science explains cosmic order without invoking supernatural fine-tuning. Awe doesn't imply design, it implies scale. Humanity seeks meaning in patterns, but pattern isn't purpose. The extraordinary should remain extraordinary. Confusing emotion with evidence transforms inspiration into ideology. Wonder can exist without worship.
A miracle is faith's heartbeat, a divine whisper reminding us that reality is not closed. For those who witness, no argument can undo the encounter. Miracles aren't proof for skeptics, they're invitations to wonder. Even if unseen, they transform hearts, reconcile reason with reverence, and renew hope that humanity is not abandoned in a cold cosmos. The question isn't whether miracles exist, it's whether we still have eyes to see them.
The beauty of reality needs no suspension of its laws. Belief in miracles often reveals more about our longing than about the world itself. Wonder thrives in truth, not exception. Accepting mystery doesn't require inventing causes beyond reason. The world's natural order is itself astonishing, predictable, coherent, vast. To claim divine interruption is to misunderstand divine creation. Perhaps the greatest miracle is that existence itself requires no miracle at all.
12 rounds, 2 worldviews, 1 enduring question. Faith sees the fingerprints of God in mystery. Reason sees the elegance of nature in the same moment. Our AI judges found the debate closer than any before. Here are the final scores given by judges.